Jason Tatum, who was brilliant last night, and the Celtics visiting the Knicks in what was a critical Game 4. First quarter, it was back and forth, and then Jason Tatum himself went nuts at the end of the first period.
Well, the Knicks were switching everything. Remember last game, they were in drop coverage. They were switching, and that allowed Jason Tatum to find some rhythm from the perimeter.
He knocked down three right at the end of the first quarter, and the Celtics had a 39-28 lead after one, just like it always seems to be. Halftime, big advantage Celtics, and then Jalen Brunson went nuts for the Knicks in the third quarter.
We talk about Mr. Clutch. I mean, Captain Crunch is what Alan Hahn calls him. Just went on an absolute tear. Look at that. That's a mouse in the house, and he's the mouse.
A little later, Knicks are down by 4. More from Brunson over Derek White. Knicks down 83-81. A minute left in the third. Same score. Brunson, another jumper over White. Now it's the corner for O.J. Anunoby. Celtics scored 23 points in the third. Brunson himself scored or assisted on 25. Knicks up 3. Now 6 minutes left in the fourth. Celtics down by 3. Tatum, my goodness, was he good in this game.
Double dribble.
He had 42 points. The game is tied. Next position. It is the Knicks untying it. Anunoby knocks it down. Knicks by 3. 4 minutes to play. Knicks lead is 3. Brunson crossing over Horford. Brunson had 39. Knicks up 5. Next possession. Mikal Bridges into the painted area. Knicks by 7. Then out of a timeout. Here's the moment. Celtics possession. Jaylen Brown, we got a loose ball. Pay no attention to Anunoby and the slam dunk. That's not the important part of the story. Knicks up 9, but it's Jason Tatum goes down. UD, what do we see in his leg?
I mean, as soon as he goes for the ball, you see that flex area gets overextended, and I think right now that looks really bad for Jason Tatum, and I hope he's okay. Prayers out to him, but that looks like an Achilles to me.
Really bad. You can see when the player has that emotion, you see the tears in the wheelchair. That's not because it hurts so much. It's because he knows how badly hurt he is. A devastating moment for one of the league's best players and the defending NBA champions. He's taken off. Again, the Knicks win it 121-113. They take a 3-1 lead in the series. And afterwards, the Celtics were stunned.
I think everybody's concerned, with Jason. I'm not sure how bad it is. Didn't look great. But I think everybody is, kind of more concerned with that.
What he means to us, what he means to Boston, it's just very tough for us, and more importantly, it's just really tough for him right now. So, as a group, we just have to, rally together, because obviously we've lost our leader and the guy that gets us going.
Okay, so we have so many different pieces of this story to unpack, and let's start with Tatum. We will get into the series and all the rest of that, but it begins with this extraordinary player having by far his best game of the series, single-handedly keeping his team in it, and then we see the injury. When you see it, what's the first thing that went through your mind?
My heart just dropped. I mean, 29 in the third with no free throws. I mean, he's cooking with no grease. Finished the game with 42 points. And immediately when I saw it, I said, this series is over for the Boston Celtics. That's where I went with it, after my heart dropped.
There are so many ramifications to what appears to be a serious injury to Tatum. I want to make it clear there has been no official diagnosis. We are all assuming based on what we saw. But certainly, if it is what it appears to be, and there'll be an MRI today, the ramifications of this are extraordinary, and they extend well beyond the series. Alan, what was your take? You were there, you saw it, you felt the energy in the building. What do we say about the Tatum injury?
Yeah, it was in that point, remember, there was just 3 minutes to go. The Knicks had taken a 9-point lead off that steal by Anunoby, and anyone that thought, okay, that's the dagger, the game's over, you're crazy. Because we just saw it in the highlight. Jason Tatum was part of a 12-0 run in 90 seconds at the end of the first quarter. He hit 3 of the 4 threes. So he could detonate. He was detonating in this game. It was far from over. But once he couldn't get up, once they had to help him off the floor, that's when everybody in the building went, oh, my God, they're going to win this game. Oh, my God, they're going to take a 3-1 lead. And if that's serious, oh, my God, they're going to win this series.
As of this moment, the New York Knicks are now the favorites at ESPN Bet to win the Eastern Conference. Again, we'll get into that side of it in a moment. You've known Jason Tatum probably since he was a freshman at Duke. Well, he only played 1 year at Duke and all of that. What were the emotions? What were the emotions as you saw him here?
I was devastated, Greeny, by it last night, and devastated for him, first off, because he had finally found his efficiency and his rhythm from the field. He was actually the only Celtic to find his rhythm from the field in that particular game. And also, on the game itself, do you know that Jason Tatum leads the Boston Celtic franchise history in 50-point games? In 50-point games, and he was on his way to another 50-point game, and every basket was meaningful down the stretch while they were down 7 with 3 minutes left to go in the game.
Absolutely. He winds up again with the 42 points, 16 of 28. We've been talking about the efficiency. He was ridiculously efficient last night. He was ridiculously good. And the big picture here, again, we're talking about this as though we know what the injury is. It's not official. There's been no diagnosis. They haven't had the MRI. But we've seen this particular injury so many times of late. We're now all too familiar with the tests that they do, right, when you see it, when they can't do anything with the back of that leg. We saw it with Aaron Rodgers on a football field not long ago, and here it is with Jason Tatum.
Damian Lillard, same thing.
And so it does feel like this series, if Jason Tatum is not able to continue, Game 5 is tomorrow night in Boston, it does feel like a series that I will admit I thought swung completely in Boston's direction in Game 3, has now swung perhaps permanently in the direction of the Knicks.
Right, and then, when